This is a very special, very special edition, because it's my favorite piece. I'm doing Tipitina for you as a tutorial. The original Tipitina is in F, but since I realized I have mostly subscribers that are in the beginners to slightly advanced, I will do it in C, and at some point I will do it in the original key for the more advanced. I boil it down just a little bit. The original description is quite tricky because Mr. Longhair is doing always a little bit different stuff, and that is really hard to teach here via video. So I will give you a hint afterwards, but now in C. Okay. We put this into several parts. We start with the initial lick. So we're excluding the upbeat. We don't do the upbeat now. We just do the basic lick. Da dum dum, and then. That's the first bit we do. Okay, once again. And we go in slow motion. 16th triplets, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and, yes, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and, 3 and 3 and 4 and. This is gonna be your enemy here, yeah, because this has to be always soft, yeah. So you will make like or something, yeah. Okay, once again, You got that? Okay. Now we do the second part on F, which also has the same upbeat. But for teaching reasons, we take the upbeat also away. Now we do the second bit. It's this one. It's this one. It's exactly the same then on C. But on F, same structure. Yes, same structure. So now you have the C part and the F part without upbeats. Again. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Until now it's just a regular blues lesson. Doing a lick on C and an F. Now we're doing the upbeats. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and F. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. We also don't do, for now, or you just don't look at it for the beginning, the run up. We're concentrating now on the right hand. Now we have the upbeats. To every lick, to this lick, there is one upbeat. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and upbeat 2 and 3 and 4 F. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. Now we are on the 1. So we again come from the F. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. Okay, that's the next bit. We're again on the F. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 on 4 and 1. So we are again on the after the F beat, and now the new part. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. We do it until the G. Again, we are on the 1, on the F. We did already the F lick, and 1 and 2, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and this is both 3, 5, yeah? 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. Again, I play the first bit with one of G. We're on 1 of G. And one last time, we arrive on F. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. You should be able to see all notes from here. I'm trying to make this free because I cannot spell out all notes here. Yeah, it's already for slightly advanced. So, but I mean, it's so clear and crisp the image. You should be able to discern even if not optical, you can check from the sound. You know. So where did we go? Okay, we come from F, and again. Yeah? This is F. Okay, now I say, sometimes I call out the names. It's A and C, and here it's B flat and D. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. 1 and 2 and 3, 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. We are on the 1 of G now. Remember that. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. So G is 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and triplet. And this is D and F going to C and E. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Yeah? So again. G. 1 and 2 and 3, 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. So now we have these parts and put them together. I help a little. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and F lick. 1. Okay, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and we are on G part. And if you play it again, yeah, so we do the last bit. 1 1, and then again 2 and 3. Next turnaround, next form. Can you see my hand here? Yes. 1 and 2 and 3 and that was bad playing, Christian. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and here you cannot see me, so I'll go here. Upbeat for F. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and C. 1 and 2 and 4. 1 G. 1 and okay, now come little refinements, okay? The necessary refinements. It's like this. So practice this, and now comes the comes a little bit of polish. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. Before we did 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 for simplicity reasons. But it sounds, you have to anticipate the chord. It's a must here, yeah? In the intro you don't have to. Yeah, so it's 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2. So and here you can also play, if you want it more advanced, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. So you can put a triplet here also, again. In the end, it's also, I go from G, so you can put in the end also these triplets. New Orleans is full of these 16th triplets. Okay, and as the last polish, and then we leave it like this, is the run up in the left hand, which you do while you do the upbeat. For F, you just walk along. I'll show you. 1, yeah? 1. Again. Yeah? 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. Or if we anticipate the F, then 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2. Yeah, so that's the run up. And tempo wise, well, you of course you practice slow, and but it should be like not too fast. It's I play too fast. I realize it's played too fast, too easily. Yeah, it's not that fast. And my tip is we have these. You got to get these two. You got to make it an extra practicing session for you. You know, where you really do, because I know it from my students. They play it always too hard. It's got to be pearly. In Germany we say pearly. You know. just hanging around the top of the key, not already with muscle, you know, it's here. Otherwise it will not sound like Tipitina. So I hope, it's quite a task, these tutorials, when you have to split in some parts. I saw teachers on the internet doing with no split, and they are bad teachers, but you have to split it in sections. Now we go to the left hand. If you want to get a pinch more of the original even, but the left hand is totally fine with the either. Whatever you have for New Orleans, you know, one dun 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 or bam 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 bam. It all works. Anyway, the original Professor Longhair accompaniment is quite mean. It's good. Now you can look at the left hand. See, it's 1 and 2 and 3, and this is he wants as a swipe. I had to learn that a bit, you know, because it's quite different to have this. Usually have 1 and 2, and now it's 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3. If you don't manage the slide, do without. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3, and then it would be. So, but this is also if you're really ambitious. There's no necessity. Did I make you play Tipitina now? Are you succeeding? Please give me feedback. Okay, it's a wonderful, wonderful piece. Bye-bye.